नंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यामुना तीरवनचारे यामुना तीरवनचारे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा जय प्रभुपाद श्रील प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रील प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। श्री मायापुर धाम की जय। वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare. Gaura Virbhava Bhumeshtam Nirdeshita Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yad Kripa Tamaham Bande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Is my voice audible to the people who are sitting in the back? You can hear? Okay. It's a little cold, so if you want come a little forward, you'll feel warm. Let's huddle up. That's what I'm trying to say. So we are here to discuss the glories of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So like all the other biographical sessions which we are trying to conduct here, it is good if we can have some interaction in between so that we can try to understand, process, digest, and then take home some points with us. So again, we will try to discuss the glories of this great personality, Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. And disclaimer from my side, it's very difficult to understand the life and the activities of a pure devotee. Vaishnavera kriya mudra na vighe na vijhay. Only the Lord understands the activities of his pure devotees. And it is very safe to say that the spiritual master understands the activities of a pure devotee. Pure devotees are always relishing the nectar or the juice of Krishna consciousness. And people like me, we are like those honeybees who are outside the bottle of honey. We have not got inside the bottle, but we are trying to describe the life and activities of those people who are inside the bottle, relishing the honey. So there will be many shortcomings. There are so many things. I was just trying to read about Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. There are so many things which I could not understand only. So I have omitted from the discussion because I will not be able to do justice. In the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Sutta Goswami, when he is approached by the sages of Naimisharanya to describe the Srimad Bhagavatam, as he heard from Shukadeva Goswami, he also makes a disclaimer. He says, as far as the birds can fly in the sky, similarly, different devotees of the Lord, as far as their realization goes, they describe the Lord. Just like some birds can fly higher, another bird can fly even higher. So similarly, different devotees, the Lord reveals differently or in different degrees to them. And as far as their realization allows, they are trying to serve the Lord by glorifying Him. The Lord, being magnanimous, accepts all the glorifications. He doesn't say, you are devotee standard number 10 and he is devotee standard number 90, so I'll accept that glorification and not this. Our glorification, suppose if somebody is, I'm just giving a material example, suppose somebody is a trillionaire, not a millionaire or a billionaire or he's a trillionaire. And if you go and tell him, wow, you're so great, you have 10,000 rupees. That's like a foolish kind of glorification. So similarly, there is no limit to which you can glorify a pure, exalted personality, pure devotee of the Lord. But whatever my realization allows, I'm trying to describe here. So it is definitely not justice, but it's like a service which I'm trying to do. So again, like, just for the sake of better clarity, divided the entire discussion in some segments. The segments are: number one, leader of all Vaishnavas; number two, Dridhavratah; three, Krishna's bliss personified; number four, exclusive dependence on the holy name; number five, intelligent organizer; number six is right conduct as a renunciant; seven, attachment to deity worship; eight, Krishna's favorite; and nine is Uttamadhikari. 10th one, I think we all like this very much, Bhakti Shakti. So some miraculous pastimes we will discuss. These are some of the, basic small tits and bits which I have been able to gather, which I will present for everybody's consideration. Can we all start? Are you all ready? To have a sneak peek into the great, unfathomable personality and the character of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, whom we are going to take darshan and meet tomorrow as we go on our Dham darshan. So as you see the pranam mantra, every personality has a pranam mantra. When you offer these pranam mantras, they will tell you about the characteristics of that personality. These pranam mantras will also tell you, will help you to offer obeisances to that personality, as a result of which you come closer to that personality and you meditate on the qualities of that personality. So can we all together recite the pranam mantra of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, which I have posted in the group. Please open it. We'll say it together. Gaura virbhava bhumestvam nirdeshta sajjana priyah Vaishnava sarvabhaumah Shri Jagannathaya te namah. I offer my respectful obeisances to Jagannath Das Babaji, who is respected by the entire Vaishnav community and who discovered the place where Lord Chaitanya appeared. So that is the glory of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So, you'll be surprised that not much is recorded about his life. There are some personalities who want only Krishna should be glorified exclusively. I should not be glorified. Some personalities have this mood that I want only that, the only person who deserves glorification is Krishna and his pure devotees. I am not a pure devotee, I am not Krishna, so don't glorify me. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj carried that mood. So not much is, somebody must have tried to write down something, but he must have discouraged. So not much is known. But what is known is as follows, that in 1750, he appeared in a remote village in Bangladesh, and he was born in a very, very aristocratic family, a very well-to-do family, a family in which there is no anxiety for roti, kapda and makan. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yogo Bhrashta Pijayate. That means those devotees who are very dear to Krishna or who have done a lot of bhakti, they are given birth in nice families. So one of the categories is that you take birth in a highly aristocratic family where there is sufficient finance and kind of a business background, where you don't have to struggle. It's very difficult to practice bhakti, especially in this body when you don't have something to eat also. When you have so much anxiety, suppose you are born in a family where you have been forced to become a daily wage labor from the age of 5. Your mother and father both are carrying the bricks on their end and you are also brought into that role. So it's very difficult for you to chant Hare Krishna. So he was born in a very aristocratic family. You'll be surprised to know that he lived for the age of 147 years. The fact that he has lived for 147 years, this itself means that he was above the laws of material nature. Uh, some people believe in taking some health supplements, some chavanprash, um, what not, some pranayam. You do all the pranayam, take the best brand of chavanprash and take the best health supplement, still you will die. Because the laws of nature will not let you live. But if somebody manages to stay that long, it's just not a coincidence. So he was above the laws of... Those people who are above the laws of material nature, in general language we call them a siddha, a perfected living entity. So he was a siddha purush. Now, he had a very great lineage. How many of you know who is Srila Baldev Vidya Bhushan? Who is he? Who is Srila Baldev Vidya Bhushan? Yes, tell me.
I think like yes, I have heard that Baldev Vidyabhushan like wrote some important Guru Ashtakam.
He wrote Guru Ashtakam. No.
I don't know.
Yes. Baldev Vidya Bhushan was a personal associate of Lord Chaitanya. I'll tell you something which I came to know, I think, yesterday only. There is a character in Chaitanya Charitamrita known as Gopinath Acharya. And Gopinath Acharya, later on the order of Lord Chaitanya, took birth as Baldev Vidya Bhushan. And he, every sampradaya needs to have a commentary. Without having an authentic commentary, bhashya, they are not given a validity as far as a sampradaya is concerned. So people were questioning the followers of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya did not write any commentary and did not encourage the 6 Goswamis also, because he said Bhagavatam is the ultimate commentary on the Vedanta Sutras. However, later on, after the disappearance of Lord Chaitanya and all the personal associates and the Goswamis, the Gaudiya Vaishnavism was challenged. That you don't have any bhashya, you don't have any commentary, so you are not a sampradaya. So Baldev Vidya Bhushan went to Jaipur, took darshan of Radha Govinda Dev, and then by the instructions and by the dictation of Radha Govinda Dev, he wrote the commentary Govinda Bhashya on Bhagavad Gita. And when the entire Vaishnav Samaj saw that commentary, they could accept Gaudiya Vaishnavism as a sampradaya. Our dear A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada has based his commentaries of Bhagavad Gita on the commentaries of Baldev Vidya Bhushan. So Baldev Vidya Bhushan's disciple was Uddhav Das Babaji. Uddhav Das Babaji's disciple was Madhusudan Das Babaji. And Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was the disciple of Madhusudan Das Babaji Maharaj. So that is the connection. Baldev Vidya Bhushan, Uddhav Das Babaji, Madhusudan Das Babaji, Jagannath Das Babaji. And not just that. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj had a disciple called Bhagwat Das Babaji. And from Bhagwat Das Babaji, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj took initiation. So it's all connected. Some people say, oh, Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru. But you see, it's all connected. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj is very much connected to Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj also. He's the grand disciple of Jagannath Das Babaji. So this was some background about Gaur Kishore, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Not much is known about his previous life or Purva Ashram life, where he was, where he used to stay, who he was. That is not much known. Only since the time he took Babaji kind of practice of bhakti, only that much is known. However, we know a lot about his qualities. One of the best qualities of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was that he had a very, very strong determination. In the 7th chapter, okay, first let me tell you about his determination. Sometimes it was known that he would chant continuously for 3 days and nights without eating or sleeping and fully fasting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. How many of you think that requires a lot of determination? Really requires. And after completion of his vow, it is not that he immediately used to order, some paneer, chili paneer, and gobi Manchurian, and no. After finishing his vrata, he used to break his fast simply by eating little flat rice and yogurt. And just like, some people would like to go on a, what do you say, detox diet. Once a month, twice a month, phone detox, digital detox, they keep doing. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj used to do this activity many times in a month, like 3 days. I'm not going to, interact with anybody, just chanting Hare Krishna, no eating, no hearing, not sleeping or eating. Of course, he was hearing the holy name. So that was his standard of determination. Please do not think that Maya Devi wouldn't have done anything to disturb him. And please don't assume that the laws of material nature were not acting for him. And please don't assume that his mind was not disturbing him. The fact that he was able to do so is the proof that he was a winner. Dhadavrata. So the Bhagavad Gita says, Yesham to antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dhadavrata. Those who are above the dualities of delusion, hate, and love. Now, what is the exact translation? Let me. People who have acted piously in the previous lives and in this life, and whose sinful reactions are completely eradicated and are freed from the dualities of delusion, they engage themselves in my service with determination. So he was a pure devotee who was very determined. Another thing which he used to do, just like Raghunath Das Goswami, he used to daily pay 1,000 obeisances to his deity. He had a very nice deity. He was very much attached to doing deity worship, so he used to offer obeisances 1,000 daily. One thing which I think all of us can follow, these two things I don't know if we can follow. We're not qualified. 3 days chanting, Japa retreat for 3 days or 1,000 obeisances, I don't know if we can do. But one thing which he was very determined to do is that whenever he would eat prasadam, he would not leave even one morsel on the plate. This I think we can all follow, no? So he would, the reason why he did was because he used to think that I should not waste prasadam and nobody should take my uchist also because I'm not qualified. So if he knew once there is a mention that some villager invited him for prasadam and they served prasadam to him on a banana leaf plate with an intention, this is the, what can I say, misery of renunciants or sannyasis. Whenever they go to someone's house, they serve them so much that they cannot eat only. The reason is that they will leave little bit and we will all get the Mahaprasad. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was very careful. First of all, his habit was everything has to be wiped out. But still some people are thinking extra smart. At least some saliva will be there. At least the plate is uchishta. So when he realized that there was someone behind the plate, so he ate the banana leaf also. It sounds very funny, but what we should contemplate upon is his humility. See, he is a Siddha Purush. When we'll hear more about him, we'll realize that he was probably the only person who is allowed to give uchishta on this planet. But he's not giving, because he's thinking, I'm not qualified. Just like in the morning we were hearing how Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj is not giving initiation to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, saying that, take from your father, take from here this, don't take from me, I'm this, I'm that. This is the great humility of a pure devotee, an Uttam Adhikari, who always feels that I am more fallen than everybody else. So this is his Dhrida Vrata. Any Vrata which he used to take, another good habit which he had, morning 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. he used to chant continuously. And at that time he had a vow of not talking to anybody. Nice habit, no? So what we can learn from this? Lessons derived. Lessons derived from him is that we should take strong and we should be determined and focus on our determined path in bhakti. His vrata was very strong. He used to take devotional vratas. not unnecessary vratas. Devotional, that vrata which will please the Lord. Now, we can also have this kind of a vrata where we can become more conscious about our time in the morning program. Morning time is very precious time. That time is not meant for chatting or discussing or doing any other things. Of course, if some emergency happens, we have to respond to that emergency. If your house is on fire, you may think whether to finish your round or extinguish the fire. But if that has not happened, and if your mind is unnecessarily creating another emergency, try to ignore it. So we can take lessons from him. When he decided that I'll always and every day offer obeisances, means I will offer obeisances. Means his mind was under full control. So those who take devotional vratas, they are the ones who can defeat the chatter of the mind. Something for your notebook. When we take some vratas, guided by Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, for the pleasure of Krishna, and those vratas will help us defeat the chatter and the disturbance of our mind. And those who execute these vratas, when they will chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, their minds will not wander. They will just hear the holy name. And this is, when your mind is not wandering while chanting Hare Krishna, that means you have reached the Nishtha platform. And then you'll rise further to Asakti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava and Prema. So definitely, Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was at the platform of Prema. And we all know his greatest contribution is that he has ascertained and discovered the birthplace of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which we all sought for. We were so fortunate, we were standing under that tree which has witnessed the appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Can we take a detour and go for 5 minutes in the birth of Lord Chaitanya? Can we do that? Yes or no? When Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had appeared, the vision which you saw, Mother Shachi sitting in her lap and Jagannath Mishra sitting next to her, all the people of Navadvip, they were coming with various gifts and offering it to Mother Shachi for the young child. The people of this village came and the people of next village came. Jagannath Mishra's house had become a place where thousands of people were there. It is described that even the demigods took the form of the villagers and started coming. When Mother Shachi was seeing, who is coming? I have never seen this lady. Who is this lady? She doesn't look like a human being only. She is so effulgent, so beautiful and this and that. And whenever these demigods used to come, they used to, touch the feet of Mother Shachi and Jagannath Mishra, the demigods. And they were bringing various paraphernalia and they were blessing the child. The mother of Indra, Aditi, she took a grass in her hand and she put on the head of Nimai and she said, may you eternally remain in this material world and deliver all the souls. Something like that, she gave an ashirvad. So all those pastimes have happened in that place where we went today. It is a rule that whenever the Lord disappears, by the will of the Lord, by the Yog Maya Shakti covers the dham of the Lord. The dham had been covered. Imagine how unfortunate we would have been if we wouldn't have known the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. We wouldn't have gone there, we wouldn't have felt those vibrations. Sometimes, for neophytes like me, it is important to see some pramana. I remember for the first time when I saw in Jagannath Puri, the handwritten leaflets where Lord Chaitanya had written something. And when I saw the kamandal of Lord Chaitanya, the sandals of Lord Chaitanya, I felt in my heart, God exists. God is there. It's not just a story. So for neophytes like me, sometimes we need praman. Sometimes we need to really experience things. So imagine if Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj wouldn't have ascertained to Bhaktivinoda Thakur that yes, this is the birthplace of Nimai, what would have happened? So that is his greatest contribution. And he did this in 1893. Subtract 1750 from 1893 and tell me the age at which he did. 143 years. Correct, no? At the at the age of 143, it is said that at that age his eyes also wouldn't open. Somebody would have to force to open his eyes. He was so weak. And he had a servant, personal servant and disciple, whose name was Bihari Das. He used to carry him in a basket, wooden basket. And then when he came, he had to, when Bihari was bringing him to that spot, he had to pass through some jungles. And when he was passing through the jungle, at one point of time, in front of Bihari, some tigers, some snakes, some wolves, some lions, some elephants, some all wild animals, they came and stood in front of him. Imagine if these kind of people come and stand in front. Suppose you're running for Mangalarti and all of a sudden in front of you, some lions, some tigers, some big elephants are standing in front of you. What you will do? Reverse and run. No, before that something else will happen in your dhoti. To be honest, let's be honest. So I don't know if that happened to Bihari, but Bihari was stunned. And then he told Maharaj that, see, some animals are standing in front of us. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj opened his eyes and he offered obeisances to those animals, and he said that these are the same animals which had danced with Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was passing through these forests. And they have come here because they have come here to bless us. That was his mood. Actually, the Acharyas explained that they came there to see Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Why? Because he was going to discover the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. So that is the stature of the personality whom we are talking about. Some pastimes which he did, which showed his exclusive dependence on the holy name of Krishna. When he had gone to meet, he would regularly go and meet Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur met him in 1893 and took some lessons from him, started liking him. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to find out where is Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, and he used to make some excuse and try to reach that point, try to listen from him, learn from him. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was very happy with Bhaktivinoda Thakur because Bhaktivinoda Thakur had the great enthusiasm to spread the glories of the holy name. Now, because Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was such a great lover of the holy name, and if somebody is spreading it all the while, everywhere, definitely these two personalities will be great. They will have great liking for each other. So they both used to like, love and respect each other. So many a times, actually according to record, 3 times, someone 3 times only, Bhaktivinoda Thakur met to, like that. And of course, whenever he used to come, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has commented that it used to electrify the whole environment. So I can compare this to one incident from the life and pastimes of Srila Prabhupada. There will be, whenever you are trying to serve Lord Krishna, there will always be some challenges. There will always be some difficulties. There will always be some obstacles. There will always be some setbacks. People used to struggle. They used to sometimes feel sad. We are not able to do something for Srila Prabhupada. We are not able to push the movement. We are not able to do our bhakti properly. Some moroseness will be there always. Because this is the world of duality. Hope and despair are always 2 sides of the same coin. But it is very nicely known and testified by all Srila Prabhupada disciples that wherever Srila Prabhupada used to go, there would be many problems. And Srila Prabhupada would come to that place and he would ask, so, is everything alright? And then everything used to become alright. Simply by seeing Prabhupada, simply by hearing this one question from Prabhupada, they all used to say, yes, Prabhupada, everything is alright. I heard His Grace Sureshwar Prabhu say, explaining this whole thing, so I could understand that how much positive influence, electrifying influence Srila Prabhupada would have on his followers. Simply by seeing him, everything used to become alright. Have you experienced this in your life? Sometimes when you associate with some devotee, you get a lot of hope and you start feeling that things will be okay. Have you felt this? So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, multiply that experience 1000 times. That was the presence of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes that his presence used to electrify the whole environment. That means, imagine Bhaktivinoda Thakur is sitting in Surbi Kunj or someplace and doing chanting, hearing, writing books, and when Babaji Maharaj will come, he will become so much more enthusiastic, everybody will become so much more enthusiastic, and 2-3 days will be like anything. So devotees, see, Krishna is a festival. Lesson learnt is, Krishna is a Nitya Utsava. Wherever is Krishna, there will be a great festival. That is Krishna. And devotees who carry Krishna in their heart, they carry the same Nitya Utsava or the festival environment everywhere. So Babaji Maharaj, wherever he used to go, the whole environment used to become Krishna conscious and everybody used to be very happy. Just like in the association of Lord Chaitanya, even if someone's son dies, the festival continues. Similarly, that same effect was there in the presence of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj also. So whenever he used to go to Yogapeeth, he used to spend time. One day, one of the sons, once when he went, one of the sons was critically ill. He had contracted a severe skin disease. And nobody knew how to treat it. There was no cure for it. And everybody would have had said that, looks like, anyways, you have 10 sons, ek jayega to let him die. This was the understanding. Honestly, that was the case. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur didn't know what to do, so he asked Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, what do you think we should do? Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj said, just put your child under the tree where Lord Chaitanya has appeared in the soil and just let us both sit there and chant Hare Krishna. So he just, Bhaktivinoda Thakur followed, he just put the child under the tree in the soil whole night. And they just chanted Hare Krishna and next morning the skin disease was gone. Krishna is the most miraculous and unpredictable personality. To his devotees, he carries what they need and he preserves what they have. When some devotees pray for another devotee, or when some devotees pray for another non-devotee, Krishna will hear. Shadang Sharanagati Hoibe Jahar Tahar Prarthana Sunebe Shri Nanda Kumar. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was completely surrendered to Krishna. He had so much faith in the holy name and the dham. And when he saw that this son of Bhaktivinoda Thakur is struggling, he just petitioned to the Lord. And why will the Lord not hear? He hears, as Paramatma, he is sanctioning the desires of even non-devotees based on their avidya, kama and karma. Why will he not act as a Bhaktavatsal Supreme Lord for his own pure devotees who pray to him just for the welfare of others? So the lesson learnt is, we should all cultivate this exclusive dependence on the holy name. Try to cultivate it. Another instance, when he was residing in Navadvip, his personal servant Bihari Das became very seriously ill and suffered from a severe fever where every half an hour he was becoming unconscious. The doctors who were treating him, they said, the medical experts said, सुबह तक मर जाएगा. There is no cure for this kind of disease. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj put the sanctified tulsi leaf in the mouth of Bihari Das, just sat next to him and started chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Within half an hour, Bihari got up from his bed, went into the kitchen and started cooking for Jagannath Das Babaji. Why? Because he knew that I am sick from 4 days. I am sick from 4 days, that means Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj has not eaten anything from last 4 days, because he eats only when I cook. So when a spiritual master has such a disciple who inherits the mood of the disciple, even Krishna intervenes like this. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was praying to Krishna, and Krishna intervened in between the spiritual master and the disciple and solved the problem. Because both of them were dependent on Krishna. So when we depend on Krishna, miracles will happen. Look at Srila Prabhupada. He just had 40 rupees. It's like, let's try to understand in today's dynamics. Having 40 rupees and going to America is like having 200 kilobytes of internet and going to some place where you don't even know the way, and you really need Google Map, and you have only 200 kilobytes with 2 kbps speed. It's like suicide. What you will do? But those who are dependent on Krishna, Krishna takes care of them. The degree to which we learn to depend on Krishna, to that degree we will get reciprocations and purification of heart from Krishna. So this personality was exclusively dependent on the holy name and the dham of Krishna. He was a very, very intelligent organizer. As soon as he came to know that the son of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, when he was 12 years old, he had become an expert in astrology, which also includes a little bit calculation, astrology basically. He immediately called him and he said, there is a great confusion. We need to celebrate some festivals. We need to know the appearance day of Lord Chaitanya. We need to know the appearance and the disappearance day of various acharyas, the consort, Vishnu Priya, and other. We need to know when is what. Now, till now, we don't have a calendar. We don't have a Vaishnav calendar. So, my dear Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, at that time he was not Prabhupada. So why don't you use your knowledge and make a calendar and give us a calendar to the entire Vaishnava society? We should know when is Gaur Purnima, when is Nityanand Trayodasi, when is this, when is that, when is this. This will be great service. Why to simply go asking from this Pandit and that Pandit, this will agree, this village will celebrate Gaur Purnima on this day, this village will celebrate on another day. Imagine the vision of Bhakti Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. He envisioned that the Vaishnava society needs a Vaishnava calendar. Just delete the Vaishnav calendar app from your mobile and you see where you will land. On an Ekadasi, you will be eating sambar and rice. We all need reminders. So how intelligent he was and how he knew how to engage everybody. As soon as he heard, oh, this boy knows astrology, make a calendar. So this shows that he was not some less intelligent person. He was a visionary. And he knew what everybody needs. He was a very intelligent organizer. He showed the right conduct as a renunciant always. Sometimes renunciants, it is the law of nature that anybody who practices little austerity attracts higher powers. And these powers, sometimes they can be intoxicating. Today in the morning we were hearing about His Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, how he took the vow of that brahmacharya. Simply by observing that vow of brahmacharya and devotion to Krishna, he had become so powerful, as Prabhu was explaining, that when he would speak in that thundering voice, nobody would dare stand in front of him. This is called tapasya and the shakti which you get through that tapasya. So this is a big problem with the renunciants. They attract some higher cosmic powers and then they fall prey to that power only. For example, every renunciant, because they have renounced few things. Srila Prabhupada once asked His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj when he was giving a class in Bombay, Cross Maidan. He asked His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj that, do you know why so many people come to hear my classes? Srila Prabhupada said, because I have given up sex desire, that's why they are coming to listen from me. That's all. So anybody who practices little renunciation, gives up things, gives up sense gratification, people will subconsciously feel attracted to that person and they would like to give many resources to that person. Generally, renunciants will I think those who are ashram devotees, they will know. Wherever they go, they'll get a dhoti kurta. And what not, they give. But what to do with so many things? So wherever Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj would go, people would give him money. So in what is the time? 1873. What would be the 1890s? What would be the value of 1 rupee? Great value. Somebody gave him 1 rupee. Actually, they didn't give him. They gave it to the servant. But this person who gave was not a good man. He was a pounds and shilling man. Great acharyas have the capacity of taking Lakshmi from materialistic people and nullifying that karma and using it for Krishna's service. But as a matter of principle, one should not take donations from those people who are highly materialistic and highly sinful. It is not good. If you take money from a person who is a pounds and shilling man, and if you have the capacity to use it exclusively in the service of Krishna in a selfless way, you are safe. But if you do not have the capacity of doing that, you will get the karma. So in order to teach this lesson to the whole world, that we should not take Lakshmi from pounds and shilling people, that money was given to Bihari, and Bihari walked with the tokri 2-3 miles from the house. He said, go back. And then he went back to the house of that person and he said, see, I know you have a lot of money, but the weight of this 1 rupee on me is so much that I'm not able to bear it. I don't know how do you bear the weight of so many rupees which you have. Take it back. And he threw it back. So this is the quality of a renunciant. A renunciant should be dependent on Krishna and not on people who like to serve him. Therefore, a sadhu should not take alms or madhukari from the same house also every time. They should keep changing. These are some great qualities as a renunciant, there are many other qualities, but I like this quality and I could explain it. So therefore I have taken it up. He was very attached to deity worship, as I already said earlier. I like to quote this example because when we are qualified to do deity worship, deities will come to us automatically. Not that I want to do deity worship, I'll go to this Namata Bhavan and buy one deity. Not like that. There is one instance where Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj wanted to worship a deity. So he sent his servant Bihari and go and get a deity for me. Now Bihari has no money. Where he'll get the deity from? So he knew one person in Sri Radha Kund. The name is also given. He went to another Babaji, Dhenu Das Babaji, and he went and told that, see, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj wants a deity. So this Babaji said, why you came to me? I don't have, I can't give my deity. I am worshipping my deity. So both of them were sitting and thinking what to do. Then both of them were walking past a village, and both of them, they fell on a haystack, both of them at the same time. And when they were getting up from the haystack came a six-armed deity of Lord Chaitanya, Shadbhuj, which a deity of Lord Chaitanya which has 6 arms. 2 arms are like this, in one hand bow and one hand arrow, and that is green in color, that is Lord Ram. 2 arms like this, which are holding a flute, that is Lord Krishna, and 2 arms downwards with a kamandalu and a sannyas danda, that is Lord Chaitanya. So this is the Shadbhuj Murti of Lord Garanga. Just like our Radharaman deity, when our Goswami desired, it just appeared. Similarly, when Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj desired to worship, the deity came to him. So this is the kind of strong connection one should try to develop with Krishna. Srila Prabhupada used to always say that just sincerely hear yourself chant Hare Krishna and all the means will follow you. That means you just chant Hare Krishna sincerely, follow the instructions of the Guru. Everything which is needed for the service of Krishna will automatically come to you. You don't need to scratch your head. Krishna will ensure that. So we need to learn this principle from Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. That if we can just do our Nitya Karma of Bhakti daily, let's not call it karma, when we can do our Nitya Bhakti, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, no, not that verse. Tesham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. Those who are regularly and always worshipping Krishna with love and devotion, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. Krishna will give them the intelligence and all the means and resources will come to them automatically. So we see that practically in the life of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. When he wanted to worship a deity, Krishna gave him, and then very nicely he installed it. And some people came, they offered that, we want to repaint, let us do that seva. Some people said, no, we want to make an altar, let us do that seva. Some people like, we want to hold a installation ceremony, let us do that seva. And they kept on doing, and Babaji Maharaj was like, karo, no problem. One who is carrying Krishna in his heart is always attractive to everybody. I was reading the Valmiki Ramayana some time back from Rupa Raghunath Publications. When Vishwamitra used to walk in the forest, because he was a great devotee of the Lord, the deers, the rabbits, the peacocks, they used to follow him wherever he used to go. Meaning to say that one who is carrying Krishna is all attractive. And one who carries Krishna in his heart is also all attractive. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj was all attractive to everybody. It is mentioned that when Bihari was carrying him to Mathura railway station to go to Navadvip, on the way, a British railway officer was also there, traveling. Now, who is a Britisher? What kind of understanding he has about Krishna consciousness and other things? But as soon as he met Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj and saw his blissful personality, completely in love with Krishna, he also started liking him. And he started bringing water for him. He, as a British railway officer, started making arrangements for him. Where do you want to get down? I'll make sure. From there, where you want to go? I'll arrange a wagon. After that, when will you return? I'll arrange a ticket. This reminds me of a verse from the 5th chapter, from Bhagavad Gita. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriyaha sarva bhutatma kurvan napina lipyate. Please listen to me very carefully. One who works in devotion is a pure soul, and who controls his mind and senses is dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. Though always working, such a man is never entangled. So, if we can become Krishna conscious, we will become dear to everybody. If you just learn how to control your mind and senses, that means stop doing sense gratification, start gratifying Krishna. If you can just do this much, everybody will like you, and you will like everybody. If you read the purport of this verse, Prabhupada explains you how this is possible. How does this happen? Why will everybody like him? Prabhupada is explaining, because one who works in Krishna consciousness considers himself to be the servant of everybody. Therefore, everybody likes him. Makes sense? Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, this is the consciousness of a Siddha Purush. He really thinks that I am your servant, and he wants to serve you. So everybody used to like him. That British railway officer also liked him. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma jitandma jitendriya. Sarva bhutatma bhutatma. Kurvan apina lipyate. So because one who works in Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada has explained in the purport. I've read Gita many times, but the last time when I was reading this verse, I realized this section of the purport, that it was, I never understood it in that angle, in that way. Now I'm appreciating it. I think it's 5.7, just check. Yoga Yukto Vishuddhatma. Just check the number. Because one who works in Krishna consciousness is a servant to all, he is very dear to everyone. And because everyone is satisfied by his work, he is pure in his consciousness. It's a flow chart which Prabhupada is making. Because he is pure in his consciousness, his mind is controlled. Servant of all, liked by everyone. Everyone is satisfied with him, so he is pure in his consciousness. That means he has no material desires. And because he is pure in his consciousness, his mind is controlled. Next, because his mind is controlled, his senses are controlled. And because his senses and mind are controlled, his mind is always absorbed in Krishna. So therefore he is dear to everybody. So this was the character of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Anybody who would meet him, even the animals, would like him. Even the people who are like animals would like him. Please forgive me for this. I'll put my phone on silent. One good characteristic which Bihari has noted, it's a very nice observation which Bihari Das, his personal servant and disciple, would tell everybody, that Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj would never plan where he has to stay and what he will eat. Never ever. It's like if he would tell him that, Bihari, take me there. So that's it. After that, Bihari will ask, where? Wahan jaake kidhar? What we will do? Under this tree or in that dharmshala? No answer. Just take me there. So Bihari had this anxiety, not because he was materially conscious, but because he was thinking about his spiritual master. Kahan rahenge, kidhar khayenge, kidhar soyenge. Bihari has noted down that wherever Maharaj went, two things miraculously used to appear: shelter and prasad. Something used to happen. Somewhere or the other, Krishna used to make arrangement for his pure devotee. And Bihari is noting that once in Navadvip, during the rainy season, the whole of Navadvip was flooded. People were unable to come out of their houses. If Krishna is miraculously arranging, that means somebody is coming and giving prasad, right? Now if it is raining for 7 days, 7 nights, nobody is able to come out. Now how will Krishna provide? So Bihari was like, ab to hum log marenge. We'll all die now. The whole city was flooded with the water of Ganges, and it continued raining heavily for 1 week. No one could go out even to beg. Suddenly, four persons appeared from nowhere in a small boat, and they've donated Babaji Maharaj 20 kilograms of flat rice, yogurt, and sandesh. The point which we are trying to say here is, if we can just try to serve Krishna, Krishna will provide whatever we need and he will preserve whatever we have. Just like a small child is never anxious. He knows his father will take care. And when the child is dependent on the father likes it. Imagine if you see a child who is not fully believing that the father will take care of him. It will not be a good scene. So similarly, if we can just do our constitutional duty of surrendering service to Krishna and give up the constitutional duty of being Bhagwan, which we have made, our job is we have to make plans, we have to do this, we have to secure that, secure this. We have to provide for so many people, including our families. But the reality is, Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadhati Kaman. We are the maintained and Krishna is the maintainer. If we can just understand this point and give preference to our practice of Krishna consciousness over everything else, we will feel Krishna's influence in our life. We'll really feel that. And the day you will start experiencing these things, your faith will become strong. I had one such experience. It was not because of me, but because of the association of devotees in which I was. I was going to Passau, it's a place in Belgium, to celebrate Narsimha Chaturdashi. And I was in a train which was getting late. And I knew that I'll miss the Narsimha Chaturdashi festival. It was supposed to start from 10 a.m. And I knew I'm reaching by 6 p.m. It's not going to work out. But the devotees who were with me, they were like, why you are worried? Krishna has given us some time. We are anyways waiting at the station. Let's start chanting and having some Krishna Katha. So literally, there was a devotee there at that time. He engaged me in japa. And then he started discussing some sections of Bhagavatam with me. And literally on every station we were sitting, chanting and reading and hearing. And I was like, ऐसे भी कुछ करने को, my consciousness like कुछ करने को है भी नहीं, let's do this. But his consciousness was like, why to waste time? And then I was worried that when I will go there, the temple will be closed, where will I get prasadam, this, that. And I saw that when we reached at 6 p.m., due to some problems, the whole schedule of Narsimha Chaturdashi had moved from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. It was starting from 5 p.m. And I was there in the middle of all the action. So that day my faith became very strong. That if I can just learn to depend on Krishna and not have unnecessary tension and just do my bhakti, Krishna will take care. It's his job. Why am I trying to become Bhagwan? Let Bhagwan be Bhagwan, let me be Bhakta. So this was the consciousness of, see why I am saying these things, because in this way only we can understand the gravity of the character of Jagannath Das Babaji. I hope you are able to appreciate what I am trying to help or assist here. Another very good, okay, I have a lot to say, but time is less. Let me choose the best parts. Okay, I'll give you two options. Bhakti Shakti. Everybody likes Bhakti Shakti. Okay, let's skip and go to Bhakti Shakti. Three Bhakti Shakti pastimes. Number one. He was staying in Navadvip Dham, and he became an object of great affection, as we heard Yoga Yukto Vishuddhatma, Vijitata, Jiten, Sarva Bhutatma Bhut. Everybody used to like him. But there were some people who are always, behind sadhus for material benedictions. So there was a great landlord family who, somebody told them that a great Siddha Baba is staying there. You go and meet him and tell him your problems, he'll solve it. So he didn't know who is Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. He ended up going and searching in that area, and he ended up asking Jagannath Das Babaji only. That यहाँ पर एक बाबाजी रहते हैं क्या? I've heard that he is a Siddha Purusha and he can do anything. See, my family, my child, my wife, my wife's sons, my son's son, my son's son's son, we all we all have come to meet you and meet that Babaji. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj said, see, I am staying here from last few months. I have never seen any Siddha Purush here. I am the only person who is staying here, and I am like an ordinary man like you. There is no Siddha Purush here. But when he started speaking, the influence which his speech had, by that only they understood he is the Siddha Babaji. And immediately, Arey Babaji, aap hi hain kya? And then they surrendered to him. And then the next question, Babaji, koi chamatkar dikhaiye na. Please show me some miracle. So Jagannath Das Babaji said, I don't know how to perform any miracles. He just talked with him like that, and then just got up from that place, took up a stick, and then he started beating the ground. And he was looking very annoyed, and he's just beating the ground. And this landlord is thinking, I triggered him. देखो साधु को गुस्सा भी आता है. Siddha Purush नहीं लग रहे हैं, So he just apologized that I'm sorry, I infuriated, I made you angry. So Babaji said, no, I'm not angry with you. Actually, there is right now at this point of time in Sri Radha Kund, near the hut of Sri Lokanath Goswami, there is a goat which has come inside the hut and is eating the tulsi plant there. So I'm just trying to chase that goat with this stick. And then he continued hitting and he said, now the goat has gone. So this landlord is like, what nonsense is this? He's sitting here in Navadvip and he's chasing a goat in Radhakund, and that too in the quarters of Lokanath Goswami. So we'll find out whether it's true or not. So in those days there used to be something called as telegram, not the app, but the technology. So they could send telegram, just wired telegram, just 2 words or 1 word. So he did a telegram. He was a rich man and he found out, and to his great surprise, that was the case. They said that yes, at this point of time in the cottage of Lokanath Goswami, a goat had come and it has half destroyed that tulsi plant. We are very sad. And due to some reason, the goat did not eat the full tulsi plant, ate it half, and then came out running off the cottage also. It's true. So, see, why Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj did this pastime? He is a perfected soul. Perfected souls are least interested in the happenings of the material universe. And they do not desire to show some miracles. They don't give Ashirvad to people. Okay? And they don't do some things. They are least interested in doing all that. However, sometimes seeing the fallen condition of people just for the purpose of putting some faith in them, they sometimes, the Paramatma from within, they inspire such great personalities to do some super mundane activities which will help people to surrender to them, and then they can guide them to Krishna consciousness. Jesus Christ did this. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj also did this. So from that day, that landlord became fully surrendered to him. Radha Kund ka bakri bhagaye hain. You should chant Hare Krishna, you should give up these things, you should accept these things. And he started following also. So you see, if one chamatkar can make someone a devotee of Krishna, why not? And if he can do this on a daily basis, but he was not doing it. Yeah, so this is the consciousness, this is the great Bhakti Shakti of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Another Bhakti Shakti incident. One day he said, I'm feeling great separation from Lord Chaitanya. He called Bihari. Please read Chaitanya Charitamrita for me. Bihari said, my dear Guru Maharaj, have you forgotten that I am illiterate? I can't read anything. At that time, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj said that by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, anything is possible. Can you all repeat with me? By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
And then he told him to open the Chaitanya Charitamrita, remember the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and just look at it and start reciting. Just like when Vasudev, his hands were changed, his legs were changed, his neck was changed, all the gates were locked, the guards were there. He did not doubt the instruction of Krishna. When Krishna told him, lift me up and take me to Gokul. It's raining outside, guards are there, the chains are there. He did not doubt the instruction of Krishna. As soon as Krishna told, take me from here, he immediately picked up Krishna, and as he started executing the instruction, things started opening up. So this is the secret of Krishna consciousness. The moment you get an instruction, whether you are qualified to do it or whether you are unqualified to do it, simply with full faith, with a desire to please Guru and Krishna, if you start executing it, empowerment will come to you. So Bihari, having full faith in the words of his spiritual master, remembered the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya, opened the Chaitanya Charitamrita, started looking at it, started reciting it, and read the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita for his spiritual master. The lesson which we learn from here is, as a spiritual master, he taught his disciple how to serve Guru without caring for qualification or disqualification. So this is the Bhakti Shakti of Jagannath. So, illiterate person started reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's real Bhakti Shakti. Third incident. As I said, that many people used to give money to him. And he knew that Bihari is collecting money. Bihari was not a pound and shilling man. He had no desire that I will leave this old man and run away with the money. No. Bihari used to keep collecting. And then after some time, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj used to say, my dear Bihari, give me all the money which people have deposited to you. Point to be noted, he used to take dakshina or donations only from cultivated, civilized people, preferably devotees. But Bihari knew that Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj had a habit of just spending everything. He didn't want to keep 1 rupee also with him. But there were some things which Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj needed actually. So Bihari, as a personal servant, he took away some money and he gave the remaining, that this much money is needed for the service of my Guru Maharaj. Not an ill intention. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, whose eyes are also not opening, who doesn't even know who has given what, without opening his eyes only, he told, my dear Bihari, the 12 rupees which you have hidden, you give me that also. Just like you are smiling, Bihari also smiled and he gave that money to Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. And after that, you know what Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj did? Without counting, he told, this is 200 rupees. Imagine the value of 200 rupees in 73? Yeah, 1893. 200 rupees will be how much in those days? He ordered Bihari that buy rasagullas of 200 rupees and feed all the cows in Navadvip Dham. Why? Because these cows, they belong to the Dham. They are not ordinary cows. And when everybody came to know this, they all, surrendered. Vaishnava Sarvabhauma, all the Vaishnavas, they were fully accepting the authority of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So these are some incidents of Bhakti Shakti. He always used to speak with a lot of realizations. One thing which Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj did, that he was a preacher, all throughout he was preaching and chanting, and he used to preach only according to his realizations. Once he met a professional Bhagavatam speaker, and he didn't like his Bhagavatam recitation, which was being done not for the purpose of glorification, but as a profession. He told him openly that your Bhagavatam speaking is like that of a prostitute. You should immediately stop this business. Exactly what he said is, your speaking the Bhagavatam is the same as the business of a prostitute. Those who recite Bhagavatam as a business are offenders of the holy name, and one should not hear from them. If anyone hears from them, they will simply become degraded. He didn't tell him it in private. In the Sabha, he told it. But because he was speaking with realizations, that one single statement pierced the heart of the Bhagavatam speaker so much that this Bhagavatam speaker immediately stopped giving all the Bhagavat Saptah from that point and became a great follower of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj and started living as one of his disciples. This is the potency of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Towards the end of his pastimes, end of his Leela, he desired, when he was 147 years old, he desired to go to Navadvip Dham. When he was going to Navadvip Dham, everybody was crying and telling, why you are going, Babaji? You stay here. This is Vrindavan. See the consciousness of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. He said that, see, you are all pure devotees, pure Vaishnavas. You can stay in the Dham. But I am an offender. In Vrindavan, if someone commits offenses, they have to pay for it. They have to pay a very heavy price for it. I can't stay here. Let me go to Navadvip Dham where Gaur Nitai are there. They don't see anybody's offenses and give mercy without seeing anybody's offenses. So I am fit to stay in Navadvip only. Saying this, he came to the Navadvip Dham, and then just 1 fortnight, 14 days before Gaur Purnima, he left his body. And in that way, he wrapped up his pastimes. So this is the life and the teachings and some few of the lessons which we could derive from the pastimes of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. I would like to end the discussion here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I offer my respectful obeisances to Jagannath Das Babaji, who is respectful by the entire community of the devotees and who discovered the place where Lord Chaitanya has appeared. Are there any questions or comments? Yes, please. We can end this, huh? Yeah.